Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Recovery video. Visit their website to learn how the Grizzly Drive drum motor increases the reliability and reduces the cost of ownership of conveyor systems.
David, one of the other hot topics that continues to linger and won't go away, seems to be intensifying even, is COVID and the pandemic. Probably the last time we visited back toward the start of the summer, David, we were talking about the end of COVID and getting back to normal. I think there's still a degree of normalcy still there, and maybe that will retain, or depending on where you're at, what state you're in, what metro area you're in. But it seems like we're going to see some impacts no matter where you are from one degree to another. And to you, as an aggregate forecaster, do you see immediate real impacts on aggregate demand, or have we been in this for a year and a half now? And do you think aggregate producers, they know how to work around COVID at this point and some of the other related barriers to potentially hinder aggregate demand?
Well, I don't really know, but my assumption is that COVID will not be a major impediment to aggregates demand going forward, that the various outbreaks and upstarts are not enough to close the economies and derail projects. It seems to me it's becoming more and more like a dangerous flu. We can't quite get rid of it, and we have different variants and deltas and lambdas and other things, and we're going to keep modifying the vaccines. And so now it may be an annual thing, and we call them vaccines, but think of what we call flu shots. We didn't call them vaccines, we call them flu shots. Well, this is COVID, just like the flu, different form, etc. But looks like we're going to learn to live with it. And I don't know if there's going to be a very serious variant that comes along, but if it's like the Delta variant, we'll do just fine. It won't impact aggregates demand.
David, as you look back to the start of the pandemic and some of your aggregate forecasts, how do you think the industry fared generally? I guess we're talking 17, 18 months now. Did they exceed your expectations in terms of demand? It was a roller coaster. I know we talked quite a bit about it over the last year and a half, but how would you characterize how they performed to date?
They did better than I thought. And a large part of that was because state and local governments and their budgets did better than I thought. And part of that is because of the flood of new money that we issued in the 2020. So in 2020 and 2021, $3-4 trillion dollars. And that really helped boost up state and local governments. And so it's kept aggregates demand going on with only minor hiccups for a few months. So we actually did better than I thought, and I think that's great.
Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Recovery video. Visit their website to learn how the Grizzly Drive drum motor increases the reliability and reduces the cost of ownership of conveyor systems.